Imagine you told this bloke that he's doing a half Ironman tomorrow. Mental. Literally everything in my body and mind trying to get me to stop. It is Friday the 11th of July and it's finally race weekend. I can't believe how quickly it's come about, man. We're driving obviously through Channel Tunnel. On the other side from Calais, it's like a 4.5 hour journey, so it's time to race, isn't it? But we've arrived in France. We've just pulled up to Calais. So we've arrived in Luxembourg. It's my first time coming to this country, and I was faced with a decision to make, really. I either fly and have to pack up my bike. That way, issues with building the bike come into play, and I'm just so bad with that sort of stuff. So I decided we're just gonna get in the car and drive. So it took us about 7 hours to drive here. We drove down to Folkestone in Kent to get the Channel Tunnel. We then drove from Calais all the way into Luxembourg, kind of down through France, through Belgium, and into Luxembourg. And now we're here. First time to this country. Is absolutely beautiful. Genuinely one of the most beautiful bits of landscape I've seen from a European country. It's amazing. Training's been good. When you're so used to marathon training, there's only one thing you're thinking about, and that's going out for your running sessions. With this, you've got to think about improving 3 different disciplines, and that can be quite a lot on the mind, because in parts of training, I felt like I neglected my running. In parts of training, I felt like I neglected the swimming to focus on the bike. So yeah, the first few weeks, very much focusing on swimming, staying in good nick with the running, and then also trying to find the courage to really make improvements on the bike. Halfway through the block, I would say, I entered into a sprint triathlon. There were so many great learning experiences from this. I realized at that point that I really needed to improve my cycling, and it really did help me kind of channel the rest of my block and understand what I needed to do from the rest of training to really give this race a good crack. Obviously, in turn, focusing on one thing, you do drop off on other things, and I feel like mentally, I haven't been as prepared for the run side of it. I've kept fit, and I know I can do the half marathon distance. It's something I've done quite a few times, but being able to do that after a 90K bike is a different kettle of fish. So look, that's something we're stepping into the unknown with. I know that. I know that this is going to be unlike anything I've ever experienced before. So when I was chatting to Johnny Brownlee, he did say quite an interesting thing. He said, triathlon training is accepting that when it comes to race day, you're not going to feel amazing at every single discipline. You're not going to feel like you're going to smash the swim, bike and run. You might think you're going to smash one of the disciplines and be pretty mediocre in the other 2, but it's all about finding that internal balance with yourself and almost finding that peace with yourself that something's going to go wrong on the day and you've just got to roll with the punches. Morning. Right, plan for today, mate. We're gonna get our stuff sorted. So, this morning, we're gonna head to the event village as we've got registration to do. So that means give my QR code, they give me my bib, and then also they give me my transition bags. So that's what we're gonna go through now, because I need to make sure I've got everything. This is the most stressful part, I think, of the whole race weekend, because if you forget something, you're just a bit fucked. As you can see, I've got lots of stuff laid out. The swim stuff I don't need to worry about now. I've just got to worry about the things that I need when I get onto the bike and the things that I need to start the run. Let's start with T1. So T1 is between the swim and the bike, which means I'll have my tri-suit underneath my wetsuit, a wetsuit over the top of it, obviously hat, goggles, all that stuff will come off, go into the T1 bag, and I will take out then the helmet, bike shoes, and then my bib belt. So this, for those who don't know, is where my Ironman number gets attached to. They punch holes into it and then they put it on here and then they attach it. And then they've also got these gel loops as well. Nutrition for the bike is going to be one of these an hour and alternating. As you can see on the non-caffeinated carb mix hour, I've got a caffeinated gel and vice versa. So hour 1, hour 2, hour 3. And I will put these gels into these loops here and then put them into the bag.
So essentially, that means that I will have about 95 grams of carbs per hour. That's my bike gels sorted, and obviously I'll have these, which I'll bring down in the morning. Electrolytes. Now, obviously Cadence, my go-to electrolyte without fail. I've got the orange one in here today, which is actually unreleased, but it's so good. It tastes of sherbet like Div Dab. Unreal. Melon berry though is the best flavor. So good. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have one of these sachets in each carb mix bottle. Those will be mixed up, and so essentially when I'm drinking my carbs, I know that I've got at least 500 grams of sodium going into me on the bike. Got my Satisfy running belt. People ask what running belt I use. This one is served me such a good purpose, and it's completely invisible. Obviously I have a tri-suit on, won't be invisible. I'm gonna whack these in here for today, and this is the start of my T2 bag. So this is the stuff that I need at transition zone number 2 for the run. So I take my bike stuff off and I go into my run gear. This will go on top of me. I'll put the numbered belt over the top of that, keep it nicely in place. And then I've got this, goes into there for today. A pair of socks for the run. Actually, the socks will be needed for the bike as well. So a pair of socks, and then my cap, it's gonna be hot, and my hair is long, so it'll flop all over the place. And finally, my running shoes, the Puma Deviate Nitro Elite 3. Unbelievable, I'm such a big fan of these. They're super light, they're easy to get on. Yeah, been a big fan. So I'm gonna whack those in there as well. And I think all that leaves me is my sunglasses. These are Sun ones I've had for quite a while. Really like them. Really nice. And they sit nicely on my face as well, so they won't be steaming up or anything like that. Yeah man, I think we're good to go.
She may contain the urge to run away, but hold her down with soggy clothes and breathe.
So the plan for today, we are heading to Remich, which is essentially the part of Luxembourg where the race is.
So do you ever send a full stop? Do you know where the waffles go? They go along to take your hand.
Spotted the finish line, just there. That's what we're hopefully going to be running through tomorrow about 2 o'clock, maybe just a bit before. Today's just been all about registering and getting ready for the race, really. We woke up nice and late. We then made our way to check in, register for the event, get all of our stuff. They gave me my bib, they gave me my stickers to put on my bike, to put on my helmet, all of that sort of stuff. We racked up the bike, we put the bags into transition, found the right pegs, and then we had to go and get our tags.
She bruises calls, she splutters pistol shots.
Just had the briefing. There's a lot to remember, mate. They're quite savage with the rules. There's loads of cards and stuff, so you've got to be a certain distance away from people on the bike. Yeah, there's a lot to think about, but I've just got to remember that I signed up for this and I'm not being forced to do this. This is my choice. But I'm looking forward to it now. I just need to get all of this stuff sorted and mentally clear, because that way then I'll feel a lot better about everything. At the moment I feel very overwhelmed. But I'm with a few people that are also in the same boat, so. It's almost time. Time to get the helmet on. Ready to go. We are 1681, so 1506, we'll be on this side, bro.
Disinfect the scene, my love, 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 please don't go, I love you so.
1681, God, we've got a long way to go. Here we go, this is us. Yeah, I'm not going to see the bike now until tomorrow morning, so it's getting real, bro.
Please break my heart.
Still trying to eat loads. So this river here is where we're going to be swimming, and something very interesting about the swim course, you can see it's moving down a little bit. Now the swim course, you can see the red buoy up there. the swim course, it kind of, so I'll be going down river a little bit to start with. You then cut across, you go across river, and then you've got the big long stretch, pretty much probably like 750 meters up river.
Oh, back this way?
Yeah, so we're going to be going against this current, which is that's a little bit stressful.
Also, I can hear angry swans from
Yeah,
there.
good, nice. At least we'll have the kayak guys to bash them away.
Yeah,
Not bash
true.
them away. Can't be doing that.
No, but yeah, they're quite aggressive.
Yeah. But no, you know what? How I'm feeling now, I've dropped everything off, I feel a lot calmer. But I also feel, okay, there is like zero turning back now. It's like, it's happening. So yeah, I'm now just in this brain space of like, I know I can get through it. It's just stuff that's out of my control that's stressing me, i.e. bike problems during the actual event. I'm trying to just remember and tell myself, I signed up to this. I paid my entry. This is nothing, like no one's forcing me to do this. I chose to do this, so I just got to enjoy it. Because otherwise there's no point being here.
Yeah, also such a nice place to do it.
Morning, mate. You just caught me mixing my rice pudding. You know what? Surprisingly, I actually slept really well. It didn't hit me. The nerves didn't hit me until I woke up this morning, which is good. Yeah, I thought it'd linger while I was just trying to get to sleep, like being like, oh my god, I've got a half Ironman to do. But I didn't really think about it before bed. As soon as I woke up this morning, I like saw a few messages on my phone from people. I was like, oh, I've got to actually do it now. this is literally the thing. I'm actually doing it now. But yeah, what will be, man.
And then it was race day. My stomach was a bit all over the shop. I was worried I'd done something wrong. Usually I'm pretty 4-4-2 of what I eat before a race. But with this race being so long, I was just cautious. I would just kind of like double my volume almost with my breakfast. And I think it upset my stomach a little bit with the nerves. It played on my mind a little bit heading into the swim. I'm starting to feel really nervous now. It's just hit me, the fact I got a 90-kilometer cycle to do. Well, it's hit me a lot of times, but now I'm just like, right, okay, that's actually a long old way. The plus of it is, the bonus is the fact that I've got like a 25-kilometer flat warm-up. So like the first 25k is flat. So I can really get into my flow and like feel good on the bike, because I feel like that's the issue. It's the not feeling good on the bike and having a big fuck off hill to start. That would be a nightmare. So with the swim, we've got currents to work with. It's a river swim, so part of it will be downriver and part of it will be upriver. As we can see from the map, we've got a downriver section, and then you immediately turn across the river, and then you've got this long sweeping straight upriver before turning back on yourself. The cycle has big majorities of it flat, but in the middle of the ride, about 20k in, we have these rolling climbs. So those will be the moments that make or break the cycle for me. Attacking the hills has its problems in itself. It means the run, which on paper is incredibly easy, it's got about 4 meters of elevation. It's going to be a complete mental game. Fitness-wise, I feel like I'm probably going to feel fine, but my body's not. That's the thing that I'm struggling to understand. That's the thing I've really struggled with the cycle. My body gives up way before my cardio does, because these are such new disciplines for me. Like my legs, my heart rate will be like 140 and my legs are burning. That's something that I know is going to happen. I need to really brace myself for that and just work through it, because there's going to be some really difficult parts of that race where I want to give up, and there's going to be some really challenging moments on me physically, but I've just got to push through. The mind gives up 20% earlier than the body, so got to remember I've got more in me. The feeling before a race never changes, no matter what. Whether it's your 10th marathon where you're so used to what the race is, or your first half Ironman like this, you always have that same feeling. I'm trying to remember to harness those nerves and put them into good practice and just enjoy it out there, because I was thinking this, today is literally all about experiencing something for the first time and not getting too down about anything that happens. Just go out there with a smile on my face and have the best time possible. That's what I'm here to do, really. So we're going to go and put our bottles and stuff on the bike, and then we'll put our finishing bags over there.
By the gunner you shouted, oh my God.
We dropped all our nutrition in the transition bags, checked the bike once again, and was toying with the idea of filling up the tyres a little bit more, but they were pretty rock hard compared to other people's bikes. I gave them a feel, and I just thought, you know what, I'm just not going to do anything. I'm just going to leave it.
There's our prints. And all the
This is a swim, this is it now. We all this training. It's not been a crazy long block, but it's been a block, and I'm stepping into the complete unknown now, and that's the thing that's giving me most apprehension. But the vibes are good. I'm feeling strong. I've got to just think now. I can do everything individually. I just need to remember that putting it all together isn't that deep. Go out there, enjoy it, and experience this for the first time in my life. Let's go. It's go time, baby. Got into our pen, and they were split up into times based on what you were predicted to get for the swim. So I went into the 35 to 40 category, kind of wanting to be near the front of the pack. But I think what happened is, because I ended up pushing through, and as people move forward, I just kind of moved forward with them ahead of time, essentially. I think I moved into the 30 to 35 bracket, because when I got into the water, it was just absolute carnage, mate. People warn me about the Ironman swim being a complete scrap, but I genuinely was like, I couldn't put together 5 or 6 strokes in a row, but without being hit in the head, or like someone grabbing my legs, or someone swimming over the top of me. Like, it was insane. It was really annoying because I felt like I was holding a really good pace, and my strokes were feeling really strong, and I was like, okay, I could put up a good time here and get into a good flow. But every time I got into a good routine, someone would just whack me. But look, that's the nature of the beast. I tried to find myself little pockets, but the problem is, when you're swimming and you're rubbish at spotting like I am, you just end up drifting to one side. So you're just cutting across people anyway, and then other people are cutting across you, so it's just carnage. When we were going down that long straight, it just went on forever, and we were going upstream, but I still managed to hold a good pace against the upstream, because I think what had happened is, as the course was so much wider, people just spread out, and I was able to just swim for so long without touching anyone. But when you go around the buoy to turn for home, the current just takes over. And I was swimming, and it felt like I was swimming on a travelator. It was incredible. But the swim went perfectly. I couldn't have asked for anything more. I was hoping between a 33 to 35, and I got 33 minutes, so really happy with that. Come out the water feeling strong, and that transition one is honestly one of the most brutal things, because you're having to run barefoot, usually up a little hill, because you're getting from the bank of a river to the transition zone. And yeah, loads of people cheering you on, which is amazing, but all you're thinking about in the back of your mind is, I need to get this stuff off as quickly as possible, because I need to get onto the bike ASAP. Bang on pace, it was like 33 minutes, which was what I was predicting. So yeah, really happy with that. A lot of people kicking me, obviously. It's hard, bro. Got into the transition zone, but I tried not to panic, tried to keep a clear head, to remember I've got to be on this bike for 90k, so I do not want to forget anything. There are so many things I've got to think about here. I've got a bottle in my transition bag, which I need to remember to put into the back of my tri-suit. And there's a load of gels attached to my bib number band that I need to make sure are on there, because there's a chance in my bag they would have fallen off. So I need to check that they're all on there. What an experience, man. The swim was brutal, I'm telling you. It's important I get everything rather than rush, because then problems start if I rush. Did the first transition in just shy of 8 minutes, which I'm not really happy with. It was a bit slow for my liking. I think where I'm so new to the whole triathlon game, those transitions, especially the swim to the bike, is just the biggest one. There's so much to change. You've got to take your wetsuit off, you've got to put your socks on, you've got to put your cleats on, all of this stuff. There's so many things to think about, and I didn't really make an improvement off my sprint triathlon transition 1 to my half Ironman transition 1, which is a bit of a shame, but it's something I didn't really practice, so I can't really expect too much. But then it's time to get onto the bike, and that is by far my weakest discipline of the entire race. This was something I was so apprehensive about because whilst training, whenever I'd go out for a long ride, towards the back end of them, I was just absolutely ruined. Like, I was always so spent, and to think that I've got to do 90k on the bike and then go into a half marathon was so daunting. But I had my fueling strategy so clearly laid out, and in previous weeks I'd touched on it for like 2 hours at a time, but never the full 3 hours, and it worked well. I felt really good. So I was confident going into it that bar any stomach issues, I know the fueling strategy worked well for me.
Can we climb this mountain? I don't know. Higher now than ever before. I know we can make it.
Johnny Brownlee said to me on Friday night that if you feel like you could be giving more at the start of the bike leg, then you're probably doing something right. And I tried to keep that in my mind because obviously where I'd come out the swim so quickly, I was with triathletes who were way, way better than me. I was with the top of the top. And that might sound mental, but I was with the people that I should not have been cycling with. So I had about 300 people pass me on TT bikes, on unbelievable road bikes, people like tucked into these mad aero positions. And there's just me there, just like cycling upright, just like looking around, enjoying the views at 30 kilometers an hour. But I stuck to that game plan and I held an average pace of I think about 32 kilometers an hour for the first 25k, and then you reach the first hill at kilometer 30, which is a big right turn up the slope, and you get this incredible view of the Moselle River looking into Germany, and it's like one of the most iconic bits of the race. So I just tried to take it in, but when I hit that first hill, I was like, we're in business here, the plan's worked. I just absolutely motored up the hill, past about 20 people, and I was like, right, game on, I know I can do these hills.
Everyone's and a little while.
Those hills, I was super confident on them. I was taking them in my stride. Held a really good pace. I think I came out with an average of 29.3 kilometers an hour. I was really happy with that because the fastest I'd ever done in a training ride solo was about 27. So that was the kind of benchmark I wanted to hold for this 90k. But honestly, I couldn't have asked for anything more from the bike.
The hardest bit mentally is yet to come, man.
So bike was done, 3:05, really, really happy with that. That's 10 minutes quicker than I was predicting. Just genuinely so blown away by my progress I've made over the last few weeks. Immediately, I was like, okay, I don't feel in pain anywhere. Because sometimes when you get off the bike and you start running, you have a really horrible shooting pain somewhere that just kind of goes away over time, but you're just trying to navigate that sort of discomfort.
Dutch kids hop balloons in the parking lot. The golden arches illuminate the business park. I eat myself to death, feed the corporate machine. I watch some movies, recite every line and scene.
I really wanted to hit like a 1:42 half marathon, which would give me 5:35 half Ironman, but I realised quickly there was no way I was holding on to that pace. So I just knew it was going to be a long day from that point. I think what was the most difficult part about it was you had this blistering heat, but you also had a course which was incredibly monotonous. You were just going back and forth along the river promenade for 21.1k. You did 3 laps, and that was the biggest thing for me because I can't really disassociate that well when running. I do need something to distract me, and this was pure disassociation.
man, you got it. Hypersonic missiles. The cities lie like tumors all across the world. The kinds that eat mankind, hidden in our blind side. They say I'm a nihilist, cause I can't see any decent rhyme or reason for the life of you and me. But I believe in what I'm feeling, and I'm fighting for you.
Oh, this is so hard. It's got peaks and troughs this. 1 minute I feel great, next minute I feel horrific.
But we got to the back end of the race and I picked up my 3rd wristband. So at each loop you received a wristband, a blue, a yellow and a red. Those signified how many laps of the course you'd done. And once you received your red wristband, when you turned for home, you were able to go through the finish line. So when I received my red wristband, I was like, right, now it's about counting steps. It's about just making sure that I'm constantly looking ahead and knowing that when I get to that turn point at the end, I essentially have a sprint finish. And I saw the 1 kilometer left marker and I just put the gas on, bro.
Oh, bro. I had to dig so deep. That was so hard. But I've done it, man. That run was the hardest thing in my life. Without a doubt. I honestly, bro, I can't even begin to tell you how much of a mental battle that was at the end. Like, there was literally everything in my body and mind trying to get me to stop. That's it, we're all done. Single-handedly the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. I know I keep saying this when I've done a marathon or whatever, but the mental battle I had to go to at the end, the fight from like wanting to give up was so intense, and it obviously isn't exactly a very entertaining course. You're just going back and forth. Yeah, grim, but we got it done, and I've surprised myself how quickly we did it. I was obviously like just kind of didn't really have a time goal, but I did want to do sub 6 hours, and then yeah, we did it by like 14 minutes. Buzzing, man, absolute buzzing. It was genuinely one of the it was the toughest thing I've ever done in my life.
At the start of 2023, I decided I wanted to eat less and put better food into my body. That worked. In turn, I got into the gym, started losing weight, I saw visible differences. And then I decided I wanted to return to running, which is something I did at uni, and I really fell back in love with running. And from that point, pushing myself has just almost become a bit addictive. And I think in life, habits that become repetitive, like running, like being in shape, they're good things to have. They're good habits to have. I did this event to prove to myself how far I've come, and I feel like I've successfully done that. So if you're watching this now wondering how you can make a change, just remember it's the little changes you make now that can make the bigger difference later down the line. But yeah, didn't think that was possible, but I did it.